All right, just be aware that we have to be prepared. Okay, we have to be prepared. Now we have to prepare. All right. See, the works of the kingdom of God is inside of you. It's in your spirit, man, in your inner heart. With the little things as such as it's not what we do, but how we do it. You understand? The manner of heart and knowledge that we have in relationship with God as we're doing whatever we're doing. How are you washing your dishes? You understand? How are you putting your clothes on? Are you glorifying God in your heart, meditating as you're putting your clothes on? You understand? And this is what God is talking about when he says, give me your heart. You understand? Not your clothes. Don't give me possessions and material things, but give me your heart. So this is how we prepare for God. We cannot work things in heaven. Once we're in heaven, it's a different thing. We cannot work to get blessings and rewards. You understand? And to add to our name. You understand? Because these riches of him are forever. You understand? And everything else here in this world that's possession wise, materialistic wise, is only for a moment, temperate. You understand? It's not forever. Now, okay, I'm gonna take you to the book of Samuel, verses chapter 7, verses 3. Let me read this to you. Okay. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, okay, saying, if Israel is Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, and the Negroes of so-called Negroes, you understand? Because you're not Hebrew, you're not Negroes, you understand? You're not black. The color is black. You're a different shade of brown. Just to make that clear. So now there's nothing about race. It's just to clear up any confusion about the names that we put on each other. When in reality, we are Israel. You understand? All of us, just different flavors. You understand? Of God's chosen people whose hearts is understands righteousness. It's in our DNA and in our blood. Now, that doesn't go to say that anybody else of the other bloodline you can come into God. You understand? You can come into, but this is because of us, because it's in our bloodline. This is why Samuel, the ambassador of God, you know, this is why it's saying he spake unto all the house of Israel. Now let me continue, okay? Saying, if ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, okay? With all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and this nation of people called Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord. See that? And serve him only. So when you put your heart and you lean on your money, you're serving the God of money. When you lean on your possessions, on your cars, on your clothes, on how expensive certain things are, and you lean on them, and your title and the name that you put yourself as a doctor or as any other title, you understand? From the smallest titles to the most, I guess, what most people honor titles. Okay? Everything, you should give all of that to God. The titles that you have, you should reevaluate the title that you have made for yourself and make sure that it's aligned in your understanding with God and inside of your hearts, okay? Not anything else, okay? Now, because God is not in a house, in a building, okay? He's not in buildings. He is not in a place. He is inside of your heart. Okay, and he says, let me finish this. He says, your hearts unto the Lord and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hands of the Philistines. These group of people are the oppressors. So who are the oppressors of this time? That is who he will deliver you out of, because we are in the oppressor's hand. We buy everything from the oppressor. He gives us money, the minimum wage of all of his billions and you understand, and gives us a scrap, and then promotes to us all his things that he sells to us, and we buy food from him, and we buy everything that we get, our necessities, from the oppressor, from our oppressor. So he would deliver us from this oppressor, and we won't be subject unto him, because sometimes we go to him for everything, and then God will wake you up and make and deliver you out of that mind, and you would see things clear for what it really is and what is to come, and he will show you. Okay, now let's okay, now here in Job chapter 11 verses 13 through 20, you can read all of it, but I'm just going to read 13 for you. Okay, it says, if thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hands toward him. Okay, meaning when you stretch out your hands, it's like you're saying you want him. Okay, when you prepare your heart, that's how you want God. When you prepare your heart in with him, you understand? With already believing. Like right now, as I'm talking, you can be preparing on what to do next for him. Just with him, you understand? And just come and, let's come to an understanding. Let's come to his word and meditate on it, and we can understand how to build the kingdom of God inside of us. Okay, on the inside. Now, that is 13 through 18, chapter 11. And pretty much it explains to you what he will do to you. You understand? If we prepare ourselves. So our heart has to be prepared to a certain amount of righteousness. Because nobody's going to be perfect, because God says, can man be as holy as God? Holier than God. You understand? Can man be more holier than God? Right? Let's say you're God and your creation, and you came down in the flesh, to show the people what righteousness was, and you understood it, everything, and you lived in, you suffered for it, and then you died for that perfection. And then somebody comes and does the same thing as you. That will make them God the same as you. So we cannot reach the perfect level of God exactly. So don't force yourself neither. You understand? That's to the people who try to force themselves to be holy. You understand? And it's like holier. You understand? Holier than just holier. Like it's a certain level of holy that we have to have in our hearts. You understand that it has to spring forth. And what comes with holiness, it comes with our hearts with understanding and protection of God. Okay? And when we prepare our hearts, it is preparing in everyday activity. It's not I gotta make a due date to do something. No, it's every day little things that you do. And it's how you do it. It's not what we do, it's how we do it. Now, so this is how we prepare our hearts. If iniquity is in our hand, we have to put it far away from us. And let not the wickedness dwell in our tabernacles, which is our places. So if we go fornicate and do all that sexual character sin, then we take all of those evil, wicked forces with us into our house, into our places where we dwell. We take those forces with us. And so this is how we stay away far from it. And That's preparing us. That's one of the biggest. That's how we do it. That's how we prepare our hearts. Now, I want to take you to Matthew. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take you to chapter Mark chapter 10 verses 40. Yeah, Mark chapter 10 verses 40. Okay. He said this is so you know where to find these truth. You understand? So you know. That's what I'm telling you. Now, Mark chapter 10 verses 40. This word is not history. It is not theology. It is not just stories. This word, listen, the Creator just spoke and it happened. Okay, He spoke words and it happened. He said, He just said it and it happened. So this is coming from that source. So every other power that's secretly following you or waiting on you and just over your life, you understand? When you speak this word, the power of God, when you just speak it in your mind, when you speak it in your heart, and when you just kind of just read it with your lips, but you're talking it to yourself, you understand? You would this is the no other forces can come against this. Okay, no other forces can come against it. So this is to show you just a little bit of how powerful just these words are. They are not a history. They are not nothing. We have to be in our soul, in our inner man, reading this, not with our what the world has put the image on this. We have to delete that, throw that all in the trash, all those lies in the trash. Okay? Now, Mark chapter 10 verses 40, okay? It says, "But to sit on my right hand and on my left." Okay? And this is for you if you want a strong relationship with God. Okay? If you want a very strong, worthy relationship that when you get caught into his kingdom, you will have a certain position and title, but it's according to how you were prepared in him. Okay, it's how you were prepared in him. Now this is Mark chapter 10 verses 40. "But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not to mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared." See, so one of the people that Jesus was teaching, the Son, not the Father, not the Creator, the Son. He was teaching, the people of those times who were following him. Listen, it's still the same thing. People are people nowadays, with the same thing as back then. They're still people, the same desires, the same. We all have hearts. You understand? We all understand the physical and the flesh is the same thing, just back in the days. Same, it's just people. You have to understand that. Now, the same way people nowadays want titles and positions and power is the same thing they wanted back in those days. And when these people told Jesus this, he said, "Look, to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared. So you have to have a preparation in your heart, in relationship, doing with God, not relationship, imagination, doing. And prepared means this is done in different challenges and aspects. You understand? Different challenges. People are going to challenge us in different ways, and we still remain correctly doing in all the challenges. Now, this can be done for you, but not everybody's going to reach the same levels. There's different levels. You understand? See, there's 3 just overall major levels in God. There's a deep relationship with God. Then that's the first level. Now the middle level is a deeper relationship with God. Okay. Then there's the deepest, and there's less than 1% that are in the deepest in this whole world, right now, that is being revealed. Now that less than 1% people, you have to understand how much we are servants to you guys. Okay, we are servants. Our hearts is for you. You understand? We we that is where our worth is to get you to understand the riches of God and righteousness, and we would suffer and sacrifice what we can to help you understand and to help you to the next level in your worth with God. You understand? Now, so you might not want that because it's a lot of sacrifices. You understand? But I'm not saying you don't. I'm just letting you know it's different works that we have to do. Most of the world is in the deep. Most of the people are in the deep, and that's not to say that they won't get saved. You understand? All 3 of us, we're still going to get saved. We're still going to get caught with him in his presence. You understand? And not left with the condemned, with the wicked. You understand? Which is that day is reserved right now, being reserved for them. But we will get caught in his presence. All 3 of us. All 3 of levels. The deep, deeper, and the deepest. You understand? It's just operating in 3 different avenues. You understand? We all operate in different avenues because of our understanding and the sacrifices that have to go along with that to work in those avenues. And we prove it through the many challenges and different situations. Now, that's up to you. And that's why he says, to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared. So this has to have a preparation. Okay. Now in heaven, okay, this is why he said, I go and I prepare a place for you. Okay, in John chapter 14 verses 1 through 4. Okay. This is so you know where it's at now. Okay, now in John chapter 14 verses 1 and 2, I'm gonna read to you. Okay, let me read this to you. Okay, 1 through 3. Okay, let not your hearts be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. Okay, the Son, the one who came in flesh and blood as we human beings and suffered because of his love for us, because of his insides for us. Now he says, in my Father's house, the creators, the Son is talking right now. He's saying, in my Father's house, which is the creator. He says, in my Father's house are many mansions. You hear that? In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be also. And where I go ye know, and the way ye know, which is in holiness. That was the overall. Okay, the holiness is the overall, just the overall understanding of forsaking the iniquities and stretching our want. But now we have developed understanding. Now, like I'm telling you, we have to prepare. See how he says, okay, he goes to prepare a place. Okay, if he prepares a place, that means we have to prepare in order to receive what he's preparing for us. You understand? We have to prepare to receive that. Now, remember, there's 3 levels. Whichever one you, it, it's up to you. It's up to how you prepare for that, for the reward that you're gonna receive. Some are gonna have bigger mansions than others. Okay. Now there's some that is not even going. They're you know I'm just gonna stick on that. There's other things, but this message is strictly to understand this. Okay. There's different levels and rewards for you, and how you prepare right now as I'm talking to you, is how you prepare, not what we do but how we do it. All right, not what we do but how we do it. Now in Hebrews again, now I'm gonna take you again. Okay, Hebrews chapter 11 verses 16. Okay, this is what he says. Okay, but now they desire a better country, that is a heavenly, wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared for them a city. See, verse 17. Okay, by faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, his son Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son. So it's just to show you, by faith, when you act. So inside of us, if we don't have relationship doing of how we do the works with to God, we don't have faith. So it's how we do it. You understand? If we do things and kind of just wait on him to, when it's not gonna happen when you wait on him. When you wait without faith, because sometimes we do that. Sometimes we wait without having faith right now. You understand? And building and preparing ourselves, but with that understanding inside of our hearts. So we can be talking to God in our hearts while we're listening to people, while we're talking to people, while we're watching something. When we plan something, we plan with him. We ask, when we go buy things, we ask him, what should we just ask him, like, if we should buy this or that. You understand? That's relationship. That's preparing. You understand? And remember, the one who does the little also does much. Okay? And the race is not to the fast, nor to the swift. And the bread is not to the wise. You understand? But God gives everybody an opportunity and a chance. Okay, so let's prepare. Okay, however you prepare, however you want your rewards to be eternal, we have to prepare ourselves in our hearts. Okay, inside of our hearts. So Okay? Jesus loves you, all right? Time is almost up. And those that hear the trumpet are only going to be those who who have prepared themselves at least enough to be inside of him. Now, the more we prepare, the more the rewards. Right now, and when we get caught with him in his presence. I love you. I'm out.